y'all! Welcome to my channel. My name is Juli. I'm an amateur artist and I post art-related videos, some of which include making my own art supplies from scratch, thrifting for supplies, waxing poetics about the highs and lows of being a creative, and the works. In this video, I'd like to share a small but significant part of my story, while painting a scene of a woman with her morning cup of joe. I've never been great at drawing an entire scene. I've always been content painting floating people, basically. So this is kind of new territory for me. There are some clear perspective issues, but I really don't mind the wonkiness of it. I'm just glad I tried something new. I also misplaced the very first clip I took of laying down some of the background colors, so that's why it starts off the way it does. Anyways, I'll go into detail about this painting after I fill you guys in on the past 2 years. Like I said, I want to share a part of my story today, and it's the kind of story that involves packing your life up and moving across the globe. Read, eat, pray, love. Long story short, between 2020 and 2021, everything that once sparked joy in my life became the bane of my existence, and I know I'm not alone in this. Work became tedious and depressing, social outings were rare and lackluster, my most cherished spots around town lost their magic. COVID blues were in the air, and like with many of us, it hit me with a ferocity I didn't know existed. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. But most importantly, I wanted to run away. And I felt this need so intensely in every single inch of my being that I thought I was gonna implode. So I did. Run away, that is. With a Groupon TEFL certificate under my belt and 0 teaching experience, I managed to secure an English teaching job in South Korea. At the time, my logic was, if I'm going to be sad and stuck, I might as well do it in a shiny new place. And I honestly wasn't picky either. As long as I was working a decent job somewhere safe, I'd be a willing participant. So despite knowing not a lot about Korea, I went for it. Looking back, I am genuinely surprised at how bold this move was. The boldest thing I did before this point was sign up for a half marathon I was not prepared for, and I came near last. Right at the end, I was neck and neck with a woman in her 80s, and I quite literally ate dust. But I crossed that finish line, and sometimes all you need is a small win. Anyways, moving to Korea marked a number of firsts. My first time living abroad, my first time living on my own, my first time dealing with a cockroach infestation, my first time teaching, my first time taking bachata classes, my first time making more friends than I can count on one hand, and my first time falling madly head over heels in LOVE, love. It was an adventure, to say the least. I felt overwhelmed at points, elated, exhausted, enthralled, scared, heartbroken, and so much more. My life expanded beyond counting the days until the next episode of Miraculous Ladybug dropped. Instead, I started to live outside of my daydreams and outside of fanfiction.net, simply because, for once, my reality was just more interesting. Now, it wasn't always fun and easy. The highs were exceptionally high, but the lows were especially low. Not having family to lean on when times are tough made some moments almost unbearable. And while working and living abroad was an incredible and life-changing experience, cliche, I know, I don't want to glamorize it. I was still working a full-time job that I didn't necessarily enjoy, Saying goodbye to a lot of close friends who decided to leave at the 1-year mark was beyond difficult. And living as a foreigner in a homogenous country made me feel like an outsider in a way I'd never experienced before. Luckily, I was born and raised in the very diverse city of Vancouver, so it took a long time to get used to all of the stares just because I looked different. Working full-time while abroad meant that weekends were saved for exploring and also recovering from being burnt out from the adventure of it all. I hardly opened my sketchbook, my art skills stagnated, my channel was neglected, and the guilt I felt for not stretching these creative muscles was a looming force. Teaching took a lot of energy out of me. I was incredibly exhausted from working. It was much more demanding than my previous desk jobs, but I'm glad to have come home with this experience under my belt. My stage fright is now non-existent. My confidence has increased tenfold, and after uprooting my life to work a job I had no experience in, I truly feel like anything that comes after this will be a cakewalk. I spent my time in Jeju Island, living in both Jeju City and Seogwipo. At one point, my apartment was a 5-minute walk to the ocean, and I wouldn't go a day without seeing the water. And at another point, my commute to work was over an hour and a half long, and I was living smack dab in the middle of the city. Sometimes I'd forget that I was on an island. Jeju Island is deemed the, quote, Hawaii of Korea, unquote, and it's definitely a stunning place to be. I've seen some of the most breathtaking views that I've ever witnessed in my life on that island. It's built on black volcanic rock, so it adds this very unique appeal to the scenery. The island is also incredibly tourist-friendly, with a series of well-maintained trails that span its entire circumference, leading you to so many hidden gems, viewpoints, restaurants, cafes, art displays, and so much more. Jeju was such a special place to live in. Being in a province with so much beauty and personality definitely influenced my experience of living abroad in the very best way. Being away from home also made me appreciate Vancouver more. Being able to speak my native language, for one, is great. Familiarity in how the small things work, like how to book a dentist appointment or upgrade your phone plan without any hiccups. Being back with family is, of course, amazing. And while I thought I'd be disappointed in the lack of scenery of Vancouver, I'm actually seeing this city in a whole new light. The greenery here is perfection. The change in leaves of autumn is absolutely stunning. And the ever-present mountain ranges in the distance add so much beauty and dimension that I honestly didn't even notice before because I've lived here my whole life. While I love my home, I don't know if I can see myself living here forever. There are so many places to explore. For one, places that are warmer, also more vibrant and more interesting, for the sole reason that they would make for a brand new experience. So I don't know where I'll be in a few years, but I do know that I really enjoy doing art. I enjoy blogging, I enjoy making videos. Those are the things I plan to focus on, while searching for a new job that ideally supports the community in some way, since, we've all got bills to pay, of course. So that's my plan. Take things day by day, focus on creative hobbies, and search for some form of employment. I hope you enjoyed this video and learning a little bit more about yours truly. It's a pretty self-indulgent one, I know, but it feels right to address the past 2 years before moving forward. As for the painting, one of my greatest inspirations in the world of art is Yao Yao Ma Van As. Not sure if I said that correctly. I've actually never heard her name being spoken out loud or her artist name. She is phenomenal at capturing the beauty in everyday activities. Her artwork is so expressive. I almost feel like I'm being teleported into the scenes that she creates. and I want to be able to create art that does that one day. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I really want to try. And the painting that you see in this video is my first attempt at that. I also tried being more intentional in the colors I used, rather than laying them down straight away. I mixed and tested the colors beforehand to maintain some semblance of harmony. As you can probably tell, I've got work to do, but not many of the colors clash with one another, not harshly at least, and for that I will pat myself on the back. Overall, I am very happy with this painting. I've definitely gotten afraid to try new things with my art because I haven't made much time for it over the past couple of years. I've been scared to admit just how much I haven't improved. But that's just it. Life happens and improvement isn't always linear. It doesn't always move in an upward trajectory. Sometimes it stagnates. And sometimes, if you don't put the work in, it can even get worse. While I don't think I've regressed in my art, I also don't think I've improved a ton during my time in Korea. Although I suppose that just means I've got some catching up to do. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to post them down below. Subscribe, like, hit that bell, or don't, because be true, be you. You know the drill. Also, stay tuned for some videos of me testing out some unique Korean art supplies that I brought back with me. Those videos will be coming soon in the next couple of months, so ring that bell if you want to stay updated. And until next time, stay creative. Ciao!